Mission Impossible is back, bigger and bolder than ever before. And these 15 facts about the new movie will leave you speechless. The first one caused quite a stir in Hollywood. Mission Impossible boasts the most dangerous stunt in cinema history. Do you recall that scene where Ethan drives a motorcycle off a cliff edge? The truth is, that's all Tom Cruise. This stunt was shot in Norway, off a cliff that's miles high. Cruise drove the bike off a special ramp and jumped into the chasm.
And I have about 6 seconds to open that parachute before I hit the ground.
What escalated the stakes? The star was surrounded by a rocky outcrop after he jumped. One wrong move, and he would pay with his life. So every tiny detail of this stunt had to be meticulously calculated. Preparations spanned over several years.
We actually built a ramp in England because I had to test to see what's it going to be like, what's the bike, how's it going to behave. We tested wind direction and drones because we also had to figure out how are we going to shoot this.
The team built the grand plan using computer modeling. Then Cruise had to master a bunch of skills to make it happen.
A year of base training, advanced skydive training, a lot of canopy skills, a lot of tracking.
This scene, as well as a few others, required Tom to land with a parachute. And here goes another crazy fact about this movie. Cruise pulled off over 500 skydives during the rehearsals and filming. Well, you might think that this man didn't need any rehearsals. He is already a pro at skydiving, especially after his halo jump in Mission Impossible Fallout.
Halo jump is high altitude, low open.
That means Tom Cruise had to jump from an eye-watering height.
There's a lot of risks in going to 25,000 feet. There's dangers of hypoxia and the bends.
You start losing your mind, but you don't realize it.
Tom will be the first actor to do a halo jump on camera.
But this time, the Mission Impossible team raised the stakes even higher. The actor had to learn to literally fly in the sky before opening his parachute.
Lots of practice on stability and freefall.
Tracking with John and Miles in the air, doing lots of different positioning like they were a two-man team in the air, coming on top of each other, below each other, backtracking, front tracking. You know, we've drilled and drilled and drilled.
To master his skills, Tom sometimes made 30 jumps per day. But wait, not only did he have to fly high up in the sky, he also tried his hand at one more very rare sport for this movie, speed diving. This basically means flying at breakneck speed just above ground level. It is one of the most dangerous sports out there.
We're going to do spirals, and we're landing in an incredibly high speed, over 80 kilometers an hour. We've been training for a few years now.
Why does Tom say we? To capture the most intense and dynamic shots, the videographers took flight alongside Cruise with cameras hanging off on both sides. The director admitted that watching behind the scenes was an absolute terror. The riskiest part of this flight? Cruise had to land in front of a speeding car, where a single error could spell catastrophe. However, the actor behind Ethan, as always, nailed it. Even the sky wasn't the limit for Cruise's fearlessness. In the movie, we also witness extreme motorcycle chases. These called for lots of prep, too. A motocross track was specifically built for Cruise, so he could practice his drifting, jumping, and other stunts. During filming, Cruise executed a mind-boggling 13,000 motocross jumps. The motorcycle itself deserves your attention. It was a custom-made Honda CRF 250. There were at least 8 bikes that bit the dust on set.
They're gone. They don't make it. They don't survive. Better them than me.
Still, bikes weren't the only losses suffered. True to Mission Impossible form, in the movie, Ethan finds himself in a car chase. This time, the crew turned up the heat. They set the chase in the center of Rome, with regular traffic and parking spots. More cars equaled more crashes. The team never revealed how many cars were wrecked, but behind-the-scenes footage reveals a broken, doorless BMW. Yes, you heard right. Tom Cruise and Hayley Atwell truly performed those drifts, handcuffed in a doorless car. Was it dangerous? Absolutely.
Trying to do drifts every time you think you're going in one direction, it's the cobblestones on the street saying, no, you're not, you're going this way.
Yet, it was child's play compared to driving this Fiat 500. The crew transformed the compact car into a quick, sturdy, and, as the team puts it, possessed speed demon.
You could barely control the car. It was treacherous.
The Fiat, that was wild.
Yet the filmmakers raised the bar even higher, literally. Remember that fight on the top of the train? It really was filmed on top of a moving train. It was speeding through mountains at a speed of 60 miles per hour. For most people, standing steady there would be a feat. But not for Tom Cruise. Esai Morales and Hayley Atwell, the actors managed to run atop the train, fight, and dangle over the edge.
When you're hanging off a train carriage, Tom's a great person to have beside you. Not only is he fearless, he is always looking to see how it's going to land for the audience.
And the three of them walked away from the set unscathed. However, we can't say the same about the train. It really did go over the cliff. The movie crew built a railway track in the UK that leads to nowhere, and they let the train run along it.
3, 2, 1, action!
And here comes another thrilling fact about the movie.
There was not a surplus of trains available to be wrecked. We had to build the train if we wanted to destroy it.
The team constructed a custom-made train, designed from scratch specially for this iconic sequence. It was not just a prop, but a fully functioning train that could ride regular routes. Yet you won't find its twin anywhere else. The team infused each train car with an impressive, unique design. However, there are elements from the movie you can see firsthand. For example, Abu Dhabi Airport. Every scene shot there is real. The crew actually rented the entire airport.
It really was the biggest set that we'd ever worked on.
It could easily be the biggest film set in cinema history. The airport includes the almost 800,000 square foot building and several runways, which were also involved in the filming. Plus, there is the 1,900 foot longest single standing arch in the world. The perfect place for Tom Cruise to run. Turning our attention to the UAE, we have to talk about this scene in Leewa Oasis. According to the movie director Christopher McQuarrie, there seems to be some improv moments here.
Desert sequence is something Tom and I have always dreamed about. The location just told us what to do.
Even though the crew paid tribute to the beauty of the location, filming there was no easy task. The sandstorms were almost blinding for the staff. As we can see, almost every shooting day brought new challenges for Tom Cruise. You might wonder, what's the payoff for him? Well, his acting fee alone was reported to be a hefty $14 million. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. As a movie producer, Tom Cruise has a profit-sharing agreement with Paramount. Some estimates suggest that the superstar could earn an astronomical $150 million from this movie. With the first Mission Impossible installment, Cruise pocketed an impressive $70 million. Back then, he secured his place amongst Hollywood's highest earners. And as the franchise accelerated, so did Cruise's paychecks. For the second movie, he took home $100 million. So, with this film, he might just shatter his own record. As far as expenses go, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 already takes the top spot in the franchise's history. The total budget soared to a staggering $295 million, making the film one of these most expensive cinematic productions ever. However, Tom Cruise shared that this movie wasn't only about money for him, it was also about breathing life into his childhood dreams.
Even as a little kid, like I used to steal lumber from a junkyard and then I'd ride down the hill as fast as I could and hit the ramp and go over garbage cans. This is what I want to do for a living.
And the star shared that to perform the stunts he'd thought out in his head for years felt incredible. And let's be honest, isn't it just as thrilling for us to see these moments on the silver screen? Let us know in the comments what scene is your favorite from this movie. And stay tuned for more behind-the-scenes revelations from blockbuster movies.